Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Yes, greetings to everyone today. First, the Father from above, and my King, His Majesty Haile Selassie, the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, the conquering lion of the tribe of Judah. My name is Simeon Love, and I come with real love. Yesterday, my lovely daughter, Princess Marsha, called me from the General Hospital in Grenada and told me Brother Mark passed away. And I could hear in her voice the sadness, because what she was actually saying is that my dad passed away. I read what she writes on Facebook and I love it. That is exactly what I expect from my child. To return the love that someone gave you when the time has come. Because today, the way the world is too much of that. We turn our back, and those who show you love, when it's the time to give back the love, we turn our back. And I'm glad and very happy and proud of my daughter to see that she never forget that. I know Marcia is the cause of that. I'll tell you why. Marcia has a good heart, this woman. The only weakness that woman have, to me, no, this is me, because a lot of people have different opinions about people, but I have a right to tell you this, because I've been actually the first man who been in that situation with her, as her first love in a way, And Marcia was young, but she was very, smart, and she was very kind. Her mother was in Trinidad. Louise went there to make a better life for her children. She left Patrick, little man, Patricia, and my favorite girl, Joycelyn, rest in peace, who passed away years ago. I used to be in this house with Marcia. How could I forget that? I really want to do this video. So now Brother Mark passed away, I want to tell you people this. Marcia used to live in a small house with her, I told you, 2 brothers and 2 sisters. She was the eldest, so she was like the mother and the father, taking care. And I always will never forget that, because I saw that. I witnessed that. I saw the love, and all of them had love for me. I used to be there. I was like a part of the family. You know what I mean? And we spent so much of time in them time together. Sometimes the whole night I would be there. Sometimes, Joycelyn and them don't want to even go to sleep, especially Joycelyn. Joycelyn didn't want to go to sleep. That was why she was special to me. You know what I mean? She had a lot of love. Every time Joycelyn see me, she used to grab me and hold me and pull me, you know what I mean? It broke my heart, when I heard Joycelyn pass away at so young age, Marcia used to cook, she wash, she baked bread, she made cake, and she was a very good cook. And Marcia's dream was always to do what she did, have a restaurant. That woman, let me explain to you. That was when I talk about love. A lot of people don't understand what love is. That is a family who have a lot of love for each other. And of course, every family will have little conflict, but they never drag away from each other. Everybody will have that, you know. They always show love to each other. They always stick to each other. You know, when Louise passed away, that woman was fighting so hard to make a better life for her children. That lady passed away, building a house, almost complete. Of course, complete. And then that lady passed away. That's why I said, I wish I had a chance to like really get to know that lady and talk to her and be around her. Because I used to see the love that she had for her children and Princess. When Princess came, that lady had a lot of love for Princess. That's why I used to observe these things, right? And Marcia left the house and go and build her own house. Everyone, Patrick, you know, people, they help each other and they help themselves. So that was this was a part of my life with them. And Marcia, Marcia was a very beautiful woman. When I say beautiful, you know what I mean? And I can tell you how me and Marcia met. That would be another thing. You know what I mean? That it was a joyful time. I remember exactly how we met. You know what I mean? And from the time we met today, you know, Marcia is a person that will do anything, not just for me and Brother Mac. I see Marcia lost friend, and I see her deep sadness when she lose a very good friend. And one of the most things I used to admire about this woman, she never go with a man because of what he have and what he could give her. That is one of the most independent woman I had ever been around. From such a young age, you know? And you know, Marcia have a very nice house, a big house. She's not together with Mark. You see, but Mark was living there with my daughter, who is her father, and take care of him from 2019, Princess, till his death. I have a lot of love, and I'm very proud of you to repay the kindness, Brother Mark. Because I used to always tell her, I know Brother Mark before she was born. And when I find out that this man was together with her mom, I will only trust that man. All the man who I know was around Marcia, I had only trust Brother Mark in the house, staying with my daughter. And Princess was very wise as a small child. And I used to wise her up more because things I used to tell her, she was not foolish. You know what I mean? You understand? So when I look at that situation, I understand why the way she feel, you know, about Brother Mark. Because I left, you know, as I said before, I left. When I left Princess's home, she was a young kid. Then she moved to England, and then she come back. As I said before, she didn't, you know, go back, you know, to England. And that's how, you know, she get to know Brother Mark. I call him my brother. She call him my father. You know, you understand? And that is what I love about what she did. Because there's so much of us today in this world. How our parents take care of us, you know. Because not only sometimes your father never take care of you. So your father is the man who look after you, treat you like a father. Because I myself is fatherless. Princess don't even know my father. She saw him one time in a video. I never tell you, she was, you know, she was like looking and thinking, you know, we were going to go somewhere. And the first time my brother was saying he had a video with her grandfather. And she said, let me watch it, let me watch it. Yeah. And I never forget how she was viewing this. But she have a lot of family around her. Princess have she aunt and uncle and them is loving, I tell you. Little man and Patrick and Auntie Patricia and the late, Joycelyn, Sharon is a lovely person. I remember I know Sharon, husband, he used to always, when we go into the country, tell me, "But come, you're going up, come. He from Guelph, he will drive up to Victoria." This brother rested, in soul, father, passed away. So I call my daughter family, my family. I'm a part of the family. And there's no way I could escape because of my lovely daughter with Marcia. And I tell her already, Marcia, I could go to Marcia's house anytime. I could bring a woman there. I bring woman to Marcia's house. Woman who's my woman. And I go to her, and we sit and eat and drink, and the way Marcia behave. There's one woman I brought who would always talk about Marcia too, because she never see things like that. So this woman, me, I have to talk. I have to tell you about who she is, because I know a lot of people have different opinion about people, but I know the truth, because I was there from a young age with her as a young girl, and Marcia was very beautiful, because I used to like beautiful women too. You might see her, now people getting a little older, but Marcia was one of the most beautiful, attractive women that I ever had in Grenada. And that's why I'm glad that, the princess come from her. And not only the princess come from her mentality, her attitude, that brings her the best in my daughter. And I always tell her to respect your mom, no matter what the conflict is, always show love and respect to her. Because I know Marcia before you, and I know what she stands for, right? You understand? Yeah, Marcia full of love, My woman, I call her my woman. She's going to be always a part of me. Now, you see this photo? I just show you this photo. This is Princess. The Princess used to follow me all over Grenada. Everywhere I go. When she come back, she's so tired at night. She didn't want to go home. She fall asleep. And one time I told her that if you're 16 and Marcia's 16, your mom, you can't touch her, Princess tell me I said, "Well, how do you know that?" Because she thinks she's beautiful, and she's nice. Of course, she's nice. She come from the land of spice, That's my daughter. Mr. Mark, she call him Papa. I call him Brother. May the Father rest you in a nice, warm sleep, You did your time. You were a good brother. You know what I mean? You didn't even only take care of yourself. You take care of other people. And Josephine is my daughter. She was always my daughter. So we always were a family. We get along, We always show each other love and respect. That is how the world's supposed to be. And I'm glad I was a part of that. You know what I mean? Yeah, I thought I was a part of that because, as I said before, I could come here, and talk all kind of thing and say all kind of thing, But I want to say it with love. I want to reflect on the good times, As I said before, everybody know have big house and the 1-tree house. Look, Marcia have a very big house, Marcia will help anyone. She's a giver. She's not a receiver. She rather to give you than to receive. Yeah, but I see this, man. That is one thing I tell her I appreciate with this woman. She never been with a man because of what he could give her. She never did that. And now today, that's how women are. You know what I mean? So, I have a lot of love for you. I will never stop having love for you. You understand? And I know that the same way they treat Mr. Mark, although they didn't have no relationship. And one thing I know about Marcia, no man who living in that house could have ever say that I couldn't come to the house or Mr. Mark couldn't come to the house. That is few women could do that. Few women. Marcia, I have a lot of love for you because of that. You see? And Josephine, I'm here, man. I always be a dad. You understand? Just as your dad was a dad to my daughter, who is your sister. We gotta live in love and unity, My dear people, I gone. But as I say, Mr. Mark, you rest in peace. You thank you all for watching.